A few years ago, I worked overnight security at a small hospital. Most nights were dead quiet. A couple drunk injuries, the occasional argument in the waiting room, nurses sneaking energy drinks at 3 a.m. Nothing dramatic. But there was one patient everybody avoided talking about. Room 214. An older man had been there for months after a severe stroke. He couldn't speak, barely moved, and spent most of the day staring at the ceiling. Nurses said he had no surviving family except for one son who visited almost every night after work. I met the son a few times. Quiet guy, mid-30s maybe, always polite. He'd bring his dad coffee, even though the man physically couldn't drink it anymore. Just placed it near the bed like some kind of routine. Honestly, it was kind of sad. One night around 1 a.m., I was doing rounds when I noticed the son leaving room 214 carrying a backpack. He nodded at me and said, "Rough night." Something about him seemed off. Sweating a little. Nervous. Asked if everything was okay, and he just smiled and walked toward the elevators. 10 minutes later, one of the nurses started screaming. The old man in room 214 was dead. At first, nobody thought much of it. The guy was already in terrible condition. But then a nurse noticed his heart monitor had been disconnected manually. Not fallen out. Disconnected. Suddenly, the entire floor locked down. Police showed up, questioned staff, reviewed camera footage. They immediately focused on the son since he was the last person seen entering the room. But there was a problem. According to security footage, the son never left the hospital. We checked every exit camera 3 separate times. Nothing. Police searched the building for hours, thinking he was hiding somewhere inside. But they found nothing. It got creepy fast. People started making theories that he'd escaped through maintenance tunnels or somehow changed clothes and walked out unnoticed. Then came the twist. Around 5 a.m., detectives asked me to review the footage with them one more time. That's when one of them paused the video. The man leaving room 214 wasn't carrying a backpack. He was carrying a folded wheelchair. And sitting in that wheelchair, completely covered by a blanket, was his father. The son hadn't disappeared from the hospital. He'd walked straight out the front entrance pushing a wheelchair, while everyone assumed the patient inside was still alive. Turns out the old man had been dead long before the nurse found him. The son had disconnected the machines, dressed his father in normal clothes, covered his face like he was sleeping, and calmly rolled him through the lobby in the middle of the night. And the reason nobody stopped him? Because hospitals see exhausted relatives pushing patients around constantly. Nobody looks twice. They caught him 2 days later at his apartment. But the darkest part came out during questioning. His father wasn't dying from the stroke anymore. He was slowly recovering. Apparently the son had found out his father planned to change his will once he regained enough cognitive ability to speak clearly again. So he killed him before he could.